Welcome back to the One Shot Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Vincent.
And I'm Johnny. Welcome back to the show. On this show, we break down movies and we rate them on 4 different scales: acting, plot, rewatchability, and overall rating.
And today we're going over Jim Carrey's best role, in our opinion, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
This is a really fun movie. And joined by us, we have a special guest today. Please introduce yourself.
What is up, guys? My name's Joey. How you guys doing? Hold on, let me get this white ass light off my face. It turns out every single thing. All right, we're just gonna
He's
minimize that.
in
What is
person,
up,
he's not
guys?
that pale.
Yeah, I promise. I'm Italian, and it kind of shows a little bit, but I got that part of Irish that just loves to pop out. I hate it. Sorry, Irish people. You're fun to party with, though. So yeah, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Yo,
Yeah. What
what a
a trippy movie.
It was
so the words.
crazy.
Great movie. So, you know why we're here. This movie is a romance slash sci-fi slash drama movie with a runtime of 1 hour and 48 minutes.
Yeah, and it was released on March 19th, 2004 with an R rating.
Pretty interesting plot of this movie. I thought it was a lot more simple than it actually was. And
Well,
then we get like halfway through and then it totally just threw me off with what we had.
the thing is I've heard about this movie before many times, never watched it, but I don't know why. I thought there was going to be more. I thought it was going to be more along the lines of seeing how Jim Carrey was living his life after the procedure, not, going through the procedure and seeing all that, seeing all, everything unfold and him losing
Yeah.
his memories and him trying to save her in his memories. Like, I didn't know that that's what this movie was about. I thought it was somehow, you know, Jim Carrey goes on after the procedure and he's living his life, but then ends up finding his way back to her.
That's kind of what I thought it was going to be as well, to be honest. Like we get to him starting the procedure and I'm like, "Oh, okay, like we still have a lot of time left." Like I'm looking at the runtime, I'm like, "Oh, we still have like an hour or so left." I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, okay, maybe he like goes to the procedure and like exactly what you just said." But no, the way that they showed it was freaking awesome.
Right.
Because at that point, I was kind of thinking like I kind of want to see more about the relationship. Like I'm like curious because we didn't get that much
Exactly.
info, but the way that it unfolded was just really beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So,
Absolutely, yeah.
Go ahead and read the plot, John.
the plot of this movie is after a painful breakup, Clementine undergoes a procedure to erase memories of her former boyfriend Joel from her mind. When Joel discovers that Clementine is going to extremes to forget their relationship, he undergoes the same procedure and slowly begins to forget the woman that he loved. Directed by former music video director Michael Gondry, the visually arresting film explores the intricacy of relationships and the pain of loss. Really stated beautifully, to be honest.
Yeah. Couldn't sum that up
Really,
any better.
really interesting film.
Yeah.
With a lot of effects and a lot of stuff that I did not
Oh
expect
yeah.
whatsoever. So really, I'm
And
I'm
like the
excited to talk about it.
2000 for 2004 having that good of a visual effects, like these people in the train station, the people just
Mm-hmm.
and the house collapsing and all that stuff. It was like it was very well done, and those
Yeah,
visual effects were honestly really
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 good.
good.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Um, so the pacing of this film, that's one of my like most important things I want to talk about in terms of this film. I feel like it was a little odd. Because the beginning of the film was kind of slow, the first like 30 minutes until we really get to the procedure starting. I feel like it's kind of slow paced. Maybe just because there's not a ton going on. It's just a regular story building first act of the film. But I just feel like the second half and beyond was like super crazy compared to the beginning of it. So that wasn't completely consistent.
Right.
And
I oh, go
it,
ahead, Joey.
honestly, I get exactly what you're saying. 100%. It was so slow in the beginning, but that's exactly why I loved it. And
Mm-hmm.
I think Michael Gondry absolutely blew it out of the water with that because the pacing, it all ties in with the insanity.
Yeah, that's
As he
fair.
starts to slowly realize what was happening, and when you start to realize what's happening, that's where everything starts going crazy. And then it cuts back out to that secondary story of the doctor and the Spider-Man chick,
Mary, yeah.
yeah, her. And it starts to slow down again. And then they do the exact same
Mhm.
thing. They start speeding it up. Once you start to figure out what's going on, I thought he destroyed the pacing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. It's
That's the
definitely
thing.
really intricate.
I kind of agree with Joey on that. I think even though it was slow, number one, there could have been stuff that were cut was kind of cut out. Like I think when I feel like there should have been a different way for him to find out that she removed his memory because I feel like they just
Yeah,
kind of threw the friends in out of nowhere.
I
Uh,
agree.
I could agree with that. Yeah.
I feel like there should have been a different way, but at least bring the friends in for when they first meet on the beach.
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't
but
love the whole beach thing. I feel like it was really forced, and I was kind of left like, did we see this already? That this happened? Like, I don't remember seeing anything about like the beach, and then it just showed up. So I was like kind of
r-
confused, but
right, but also that goes to show, that was their actual first time meeting. So it
yeah,
wasn't forced. That was actually a memory between Joel and Clementine.
hmm, that's fair.
Do you think
Um,
this is do you think she's Lemon and Tangerine's sister
possibly, I don't know.
from Bullet
Uh,
Train?
shout out Bullet
Uh,
Train. This fucking great
okay.
movie.
All right. I loved that one. But I get sidetracked. That ADHD hits me hard.
Yeah, me too. So speaking of cast, we're talking about lemons and tangerines. Let's hop into the cast of this film. Um,
You're really getting worse and worse with the segues
that one that
each
one
time.
wasn't that one wasn't as bad. We're talking lemons and tangerines, which is the cast members from other movies, and then we can jump into the cast of this movie, which has a Clementine. There we go. There's our nice gradual transition here.
I like it. I
So
think it works.
I'll start with her, Clementine. Kate Winslet as Clementine Kruczynski, I believe I said
Yeah.
something like that. So Kate Winslet, she plays Clementine, or they also call her was it Tangerine?
Yeah, it was
Okay,
Tangerine.
that's what okay, I thought so. So she's known for probably one of the most popular movies ever, Titanic. She's also in Sense and Sensibility, and then she's in Avatar 2.
Yeah. And then we have Jim Carrey who absolutely killed it in this movie and I loved seeing him in a non-comedy
Yeah,
uh serious kind of heartbreaking, heartwarming kind of movie. And he plays Joel Barish. He is known for Ace Ventura, obviously, Sonic 1 and 2, The Mask, and Bruce Almighty. And as you know,
among a million other projects.
yeah,
Yeah.
and as you know, all of those are practically all comedies.
Yep.
So, I mean, seeing him in this movie, taking a more serious to,
Roll.
approach
Mm.
to this role, it was it was awesome to see.
It was really great, and I feel like that's what stole the show for me was Jim Carrey. I feel like he
Oh
was the
yeah,
best part of this movie, like no matter what. And him in this role reminds me a lot of a movie that we got recently within the last couple of years, which was Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. And he's typically a comedy guy as well. And people seeing him in a more serious role, people were shitting on it. People were saying, "Oh, like it's going to be a really bad movie because he's in a serious role," and then ended up what most people believe being a very good movie. I have people close to me that say that the movie's really bad and that it's really long,
yeah.
but some
Whoa,
other
whoa,
people
whoa.
disagree. I feel like that movie's really, really great despite the long movie.
I didn't enjoy it at all. There was way too much going on at all times. There was barely any context behind some of the things. Like it was just all over the place. Um, but another one of Adam Sandler where he's more serious. He has
Yeah.
his comedy moments.
Yeah.
Hustle on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
It's
that.
he's Adam Sandler plays a basketball agent. And I think it's based on true events. It
I
might
don't
not
know,
be
to be
based on
honest.
true story. I'm not 100% sure. But like he's a basketball agent trying to sign like a new player to the NBA and like he takes a serious approach to the role even though he has his comedic moments like it was very good. It was a very good movie.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta check that
So
out.
Yeah. So Joey, who do we have up next?
Okay, up next we have Tom Wilkinson as Dr. Mierzwiak, but
Close
he's
enough.
known for a Wes Anderson, one of my favorites of all time, Grand Budapest Hotel, and The Full Monty. So he's got a couple of really good titles under his belt.
Yeah, no
Oh,
doubt.
that's what else. I knew it. I knew he looked familiar and I couldn't put my finger on it. He's in fucking Rush Hour.
Oh, you love that. You love Rush
Dude,
Hour.
I love
Okay.
Rush Hour. I
Yeah.
love all of them. And apparently they're coming out with a fourth one and I can't wait.
That could be fun. That could pack the theaters.
Yeah,
Dude,
definitely.
oh my God.
So up next we have Kirsten Dunst as Mary. Obviously, we all know her from Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. But she kind of fell. I don't want to say she fell off because that's like pretty fucked up to say, but like she didn't act a lot and she wasn't in some like any of those really big projects until we saw her in Power of the Dog with I believe Matthew McConaughey, and she was also in Little Women in the 90s. So some really good projects under her name. She just hasn't done anything really massive recently besides Power of the Dog, which was, I don't want to say underwhelming, but I feel like it didn't get as much love despite the really good cast. So,
Yeah, this came out 2 years ago. Benedict
oh, sorry,
Cumberbatch.
not yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch, not Matthew McConaughey. I'm thinking of the other new movie with Matthew McConaughey.
Paul Dano.
Yeah, it's also
Ooh,
the guy
you know,
from Breaking Bad,
Yeah,
Jesse
yeah,
Plemons.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good film
Fuck
too.
that guy. He
That,
pissed me
that
off.
I
What he
think it
did,
that's unforgivable.
it really is, dude. From what he did, number one to the fucking kid, and then number two, what he did to Jesse.
That's
Oh,
fair. That's fair.
bro.
That was the downfall of Walt and Jesse. He was
Oh yeah,
the second he was introduced, it was nothing
yeah,
but
Yeah,
issues.
that's fair.
dude. I gotta say though, it was a little funny when he just waves at the kid and then just fucking pulls out a gun and just fucking shoots him because it was
That was
so
wild.
unexpected, and
Oh well, yeah, of course it
I
was.
was just like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Up next we have Elijah Wood as Patrick. He's known for Frodo in Lord of the Rings, Star Wars Resistance show.
Yeah, it was. He was in the 10 episodes of it. It's not one of the good Star
Is
Wars
it like
shows.
an
I know you don't
animated
watch them.
one? Like
Yeah, they're all in. Yeah, it's animated. He was
gotcha.
in 10 episodes. It wasn't one of the ones that like caught a lot of traction, like
Right,
Rebels or Clone Wars,
right,
or even Bad Batch. It's not really that great.
gotcha,
But it has some of the cast from Rebels, I believe.
gotcha.
So yeah,
Haven't watched
not that
Ahsoka
great.
yet. Still came out
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet either. So
today.
yeah, it's okay though.
Um, who do we got up next, Joey?
We've got Thomas J. Ryan as Frank, and he's known for Henry's Fool, Henry's Fool, Henry Fool, Faye Grimm, and The Book of Life. So, I mean, honestly, almost every name in this cast, they are a top tier actor. I'm not gonna lie. It was a absolutely loaded cast, even for some of the supporting characters. You know,
Yeah, I know that's wild to me. Really good cast.
Where was this guy in the like? I can't. I'm looking at his
What is
his page
Paige?
right now on Google, and like, where was he in the movie? I can't.
He's Oh my god, I can't think of his what. Jeez,
could have been
Frank.
brother. Yeah, he was the brother, I think.
Oh, okay. So then he didn't have like.
Oh, Frank. He was the one that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Frank's the.
The funny one who
He
fought
lives
with
in the.
Mike.
No,
Same
he
same
was the one.
building.
He lives in the same. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. He lives
that
in the
guy.
same building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would always talk about Clementine. And then when
Yeah.
Clementine shows up,
He's
she
like,
gets
oh,
like freaked
hey, good
out.
to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had like great exposition with the story. Like he was the reason you can maintain what day it was. Because he was
Yeah, I
like,
know.
oh, it's 2 days before Valentine's Day. You get Clement gift, and he's
Right.
just like, and then you see him again on Valentine's Day, and I think you see him 3 times, right?
Yeah. something like that,
I
3 or 4
think
times.
one is the first time when he asked if he got Clem a gift on for Valentine's Day. Second time is in the memory, and I think the third time is when Clem shows up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
But
think that's it.
now that you mention it, I feel like the sense of time in like the calendar year is pretty difficult for this movie because I'm sitting there like, dude, I don't know when the fuck we are. I thought when they showed the Valentine's Day thing, I thought it was like a year later because they right after that they showed like all like their whole relationship. They had mugs together, all these gifts and blah blah blah. Like I thought it was like a whole year passed since then,
Well,
but
that's what I'm thinking too,
I was just
because
confused because it's so difficult.
in his journal in the beginning, didn't he say something about 2003? And then later on, he said something about 2004.
Yeah. That's because they ripped the pages out of the journal.
Yeah.
Right,
And so in the beginning, you're seeing the end. It's like it's the non-linear
right,
storyline.
right.
Yeah,
And
that's what's so
I
fucked
love
up.
that.
Oh,
But
I like it too, but this one it was like all over the place. It wasn't like here's the end and let's go backwards. It was like here's the end, here's the beginning, here's the middle, here's like it's all
yeah,
fucked up. But that's what kind of made it really great though, because
yeah,
it makes you so invested because like you feel like if you look away for a minute, you're gonna miss so much material and so
oh
much about
yeah,
the story. Because I mean that's totally true. I mean I looked away from my phone and in I don't know, the middle of the movie for like 30 seconds and I was totally fucked. I had to go back.
yeah. He was like, he texted me when he finished it. I was like, all right, cool. And then I was like, I'm gonna try to watch it soon. He goes, make sure you pay attention. I go, I'm gonna fucking pay attention.
Yeah. Because it's just one of these movies that you need to really focus on. Because if you don't look, you're going to miss so much. Because like I said, the second half is so fastly paced that like you blink and you miss so much stuff. So
It's almost like another Vanilla Sky movie, kind of.
you just love to bring up that movie and like, dude,
But it
it was
is.
good. Yeah. It has the same
But
kind
it
of thing, but
is.
like we didn't talk about that movie for almost a year and then we review it and then you bring it up like
But
every
is
other
it?
episode.
But is it not?
Yeah, I could see it, but like yeah, I don't know.
I know I
Yeah,
might be like
exactly.
speaking like blasphemous right now, but what is Vanilla Sky?
Vanilla
No,
Sky
that's okay.
is
That's it's old too.
Tom
2001.
Cruise and Penelope Cruz came out in 2001. I'll read you the plot.
It's a good movie.
Um,
It's a very good movie. It's just fucking confusing like this. I would say more confusing than this though, because they don't explain shit in that movie.
oh yeah, until the very very end.
Yeah. So you're
Um,
left like on the edge of your seat.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
all
Tom
right.
Cruise
Vanilla
and
Sky.
Cameron Crowe reunite after Jerry Maguire and for Vanilla Sky, the story of a young New York City publishing magnate who finds himself on an unexpected roller coaster ride of romance, comedy, suspicion, love, sex, and dreams in a mind-bending search for his soul. That
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 is
that
not the plot of this movie. The plot of
that,
this
that
movie is
Shit.
way different.
All
it's so
right.
confusing.
I'm
You just
in
need to
for
see
it.
it. You
I'm
just
in
need to
for
Yeah,
watch
it.
it.
I would honestly say just watch it and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll
You'd
get
be
back to
Um
you on that one.
there's no way to explain that movie to be
yeah,
honest. It's so fucked up.
it's it's very hard.
Yeah.
Um
Um
so up next we have Mark Ruffalo as Stan. He is known for Hulk in the Avengers, obviously, Spotlight, Foxcatcher. Now You See Me 1 and 2 and
so
hopefully
good.
3.
Yeah, we talked about it in
Hopefully
a
3.
previous episode. We're
Mhm.
both so excited about that. And who knows when the hell it's gonna happen?
I
It's been
hope
in
so.
works for like 6
Especially
years. So
but especially now with the writer's strike, hopefully, everything plays out well.
we'll see. Up next is Jane Addams as Carrie, and she's known for Happiness, Poltergeist, and Dog with Channing Tatum.
Oh,
Dog.
was she the wife? Or like Channing Tatum's like
Uh,
baby mama, I guess?
are you talking about in Dog?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen Dog.
Yes, you have. You told me you did.
No, I never got to see it. I wanted to go see it, but I never
I
saw it.
swear I thought you told me you watched it.
No, I
And then
wish.
I ended up watching it.
No. I don't know who
Because
you
I
thought
thought you
talking to.
watched it.
No, I wished I did. I was really excited about it actually, and I wanted to go see it. It just never happened.
Well, it kept coming up on my TikTok feed, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna watch it."
Yeah. No, I never got around to it. I wanted to, but no.
Real quick, speaking of the writer's strike, did you hear that season 4 of The Boys is uh
Please don't.
it's been
No.
yeah
No.
yeah indefinite. It's indefinite.
Indefinite? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
No.
However, to make you feel a little bit better, the first season of what not V8, whatever the fuck it's called, their spin-off show that's coming out pretty
Oh,
soon.
I could care less about that
I'm
fucking
still
thing.
gonna watch it and it's gonna be good, hopefully, but who the fuck knows? We'll see.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
You never know. Honestly, though, nowadays you never know what's gonna be good.
Yeah, I know.
Well, like so many shows now are getting their release dates pushed indefinitely.
Yeah. That's good.
Wednesday season 2 is indefinite. Um, The Boys, I think I saw was
Beyond the Spider-Verse got delayed as well.
yep. Um,
But that's just
a
because
lot of
they
well, yeah.
Now
that's
the
that's
animateds are
because
striking.
they fucking set an unrealistic deadline for that.
Yeah.
And now everybody wants to quit Marvel. So in the
Yeah, but
VFX
also
department.
all the movies are getting delayed too. It's
Mm-hmm.
fucking it's nuts.
It's because of the
It's not
strike.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But A24, did you guys hear about that?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
Well, you told me, yeah.
A24 has been pretty much working on movies the whole time. They haven't stopped.
Good. They're
They
gonna be
signed immediately as soon as it came up. That's what I heard at least.
That's
And I
because they're
mean,
not one of these massive companies. They're big now, but they're not like Disney or like Fox or
Yeah.
Warner Brothers like that. They take care of the people because they know they're gonna be fucked because they don't have that surplus of money to lean on. I mean, unless they do, and we just don't know. But
wait,
who the fuck
sidebar real
knows?
They
quick. Go
might.
watch Talk to
Yeah.
Me. Go watch
Talk to me.
Talk
I
to Me.
know. I heard about it. I want to
I've
watch
been
it.
trying.
Good.
I've been trying.
Yeah.
I think if all goes well, me and my girlfriend are going to see it on Sunday.
I like horror movies,
Especially
but
because it's $4.
yeah, I know. Speaking of that, well, this will come out after that, but yesterday, as
It'll
this
come
episode
out that
comes out,
Monday.
yeah. So yesterday would have been a National Movie Day. So movie tickets would have been a lot cheaper. So
Yeah.
that would have been nice to see, but it's okay.
So fingers crossed, I get to go see it on Sunday.
Yeah.
Joey, who do we have up?
Next,
Last but not least,
we have one of, in my opinion, the best actors of our time. Growing up, watching David Cross in Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh my god.
dude,
I thought
yeah.
he was the worst man
fantastic.
in the world. It was amazing.
Oh, he was a
It was
total
He was a
douchebag
king.
to
He was a
us.
king.
But he was also in Arrested Development and the one of the animated classic Kung Fu Panda. They don't make him
Oh,
like
I
that
keep
anymore.
forgetting he voices. Who does he voice in Kung Fu Panda? He voices one of the.
Like the crane.
Yeah, it's the crane.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that. And Seth Rogen's the fucking Praying
The
Mantis.
Dude, the
Yeah.
stack.
It's a stack cast.
Jackie Chan's the monkey.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh my god, those movies are the best. I wish they like didn't
Really
stop
good.
like really making them. I know
Oh,
I think there's
there's like
another one
4 or
coming out.
5, and then there's the spin-off shows, and they just get progressively
Yeah,
worse
but
and worse and
the
worse.
spin-off shows are not good.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the way everything goes.
But like Kung Fu Panda 1, obviously goated.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen the second one.
That
Kung
one
Fu
wasn't
Panda
bad.
You haven't seen the
3.
second one? Oh
No, Kung
wow.
Fu Panda 3 was great with Bryan Cranston as his father.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I
It's
gotta watch
great.
that ASAP.
It's great. David Cross, for the very little screen time that he had,
He was okay.
I think he did a decent job. There was really not much to complain about. There was not much
Mm-hmm.
to really review on.
Yeah, no, I feel like he did a good job, but he had limited time. I mean, he was what, like maybe 5 minutes screen time, 10 minutes screen time max.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think it was that.
Yeah.
But he was okay. It was just kind of cool to see him because that was like right at his peak of his acting career with
Oh
Alvin and
yeah.
the Chipmunks and whatnot. But I mean, he did go on and act in Arrested Development. He was in 84 episodes, so I mean, he clearly still
Well,
had some left in the tank. It
he's
was all
also an established comedian.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, he
Really?
he was
Oh
okay no
yeah.
matter what.
He at this point he was probably a very well
Hmm.
established comedian.
That's wild.
Yeah.
David Cross.
Yeah. But now we're gonna jump into our weekly film recap and what's new coming to theaters. So The Equalizer 3 is coming September 1st. The Nun 2 September 8th. Saw X on September 29th.
Yeah,
What?
kind of fucked up. I saw Blue Beetle today, and they ran a couple trailers for a bunch of different movies, and The Nun 2 was one of the trailers, and I
Yeah,
saw it a couple weeks ago when it was I saw another movie. What the hell just came out recently as well?
Barbie,
No, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
I was seeing Oppenheimer, and they played the Nun 2 trailer. So I'm sitting there, and then the trailer starts, and there's a certain scene where they're like in a library or something, and there's a little crawl space, and one of the girls crawls through and is
Mhm.
shining a flashlight back and forth, and there's going to be a jump scare. So like she shines the light, and it's just this nun. Like obviously she's like dead or fucked up or whatever. I don't like these movies, so it scares the balls out of me. Is you see her and then she crawls back through this little hole, talks to her little friends, and she's talking to him, and then the nun fucking grabs her and grabs her through the hole, and I shit my fucking pants in the movie theater. It was so scary.
That's
Like
crazy.
I like horror movies a little bit, but not in the theater because that's too much for me. But
That's crazy
I
because
shit my pants because it was so scary. It's just like unexpected.
I went to see the first one
Yeah.
with my friends, and my girlfriend loved the first one too, so she is so excited for this one to come out.
I don't know if
Um
I'm gonna see it. We'll see.
Saw X, I think I saw a trailer for it. I don't know how well uh or how, I just don't know about it. I think they're pushing the envelope with a couple of these movies.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're just not that great anymore.
Yeah,
There's not much else to say. I mean,
right.
even going back to like Saw 6, it was like I think some of the ratings were like a 33% or 30%. It was really bad. So
Right.
yeah, it was not good. So um I think that's like really it. Equalizer 3, I'm like, okay, it's coming out.
Well, I don't even know. Is
I
that
saw
like
some.
is that like Sly?
It's
I
I
don't
don't know what to think about it,
I
to
don't
be
know
honest.
who's Equalizer 3 is Denzel. Okay.
Yeah. I saw you had something to say, Joey. What was that?
Um, it's already gonna pass by the time that this airs, but tomorrow is 30 years since Steven Spielberg's classic Jurassic Park, and you
Is
can
it
go and check
really?
that out in theaters. Yeah,
Wow.
that and
Interesting.
Coraline. Coraline's another one they threw
Coraline,
up
that's
there.
a good film. It's kind of fucking crazy, but that's a good movie.
Messed me up as a kid.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Me
no.
too.
Even
Fucked up.
Nightmare Before Christmas messed me
Yeah,
up as
I
a kid
love that
too.
movie though too,
That's
but
the other
really
one.
good.
I was
Um,
never a fan of like those weird creepy stop motions.
yeah, no, they're really fucking scary.
Yeah.
So since we were talking about some other movies, what movies have we seen recently? Me, like I just said before, I just saw Blue Beetle. I think it's one of the best projects DC has actually ever made.
Mhm.
It's like I don't want to overhype it and say it's like fantastic. It's a good movie. It's not like great, but DC just hasn't made good projects since like Man of Steel and the original Wonder Woman. So
Right.
it's a good movie. I'd give it like an 8.3 out of 10. It's a really good watch. It's fun. It's all about family, so it's kind of like the Fast and Furious franchise. But
Family.
it's really good.
Oh jeez,
And the CG is actually really fucking great.
is it?
Yeah,
That
it's
makes
good.
me so happy.
I
That
started
makes
I
me
started
so
watching
happy.
it a little bit.
I was really happy with how it came out. So
I started watching it a little bit
Yeah.
on a service that allows me to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with that.
So yeah, that's really the only thing I've seen recently. I don't know what you guys have seen, and if you want to talk about those.
Um, well, one movie that I've seen recently, which was kind of like mid, like kind of very mid, I guess you could say. Zoe 102. So bad. It
Okay.
was the
What?
reboot of Zoe 101. They made a movie where Quinn and Logan are getting married.
That came out this year? What?
Yeah. They
Oh
came out
God.
recently.
Oh, that's on Paramount. I did hear about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Ooh,
real
56%.
bad.
56%, 5 out of 10. No
Yeah.
way.
It
No
was
bueno.
bad.
Not good.
I was watching shitty horrors all day. If I knew that was out, that would have been on the list.
And
Yikes.
then just another thing, not a movie, but I've been watching the show Ballers recently. Such a good show.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's on Netflix now, which is weird because it's an HBO show.
That is odd.
So
Well, I guess speaking of HBO shows, I did watch I started watching Hard Knocks. Really, really interesting this year with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers
yeah.
and their whole situation going on. Definitely go check it out. It's really fun just because it's the New York media and they blow everything out of proportion. So it's really funny.
That sounds fire.
Yeah.
Tapping into that HBO vein, Winning Time. Jerry Buss, and he was like a sort of a mogul when it came to real estate. He
Okay.
decided to say screw it, traded all of it in plus money he didn't have to buy the Lakers when the NBA was failing and everybody thought it was done in 5 years. He then made sure that they got Magic Johnson while having Kareem, and it's changed the game of basketball. It is one of the best shows I've seen. I think it's absolutely fantastic that they're making something like that. All of the performances by all of the characters are unbelievably good. And then what's the guy's name from Step Brothers besides Will Ferrell?
Uh, Dale Denon.
Yeah. Well, Dale, whatever his name is. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
you're
good.
good.
It is his best role ever. It's undeniable, undisputable. He just absolutely rips it
John
up.
C. Riley.
John C. Riley, that's it. You guys got to check it out, and everybody watching, go check that shit out.
I heard it was really good. So I want to get around to watch that too. I'm not huge into basketball, but it's something I definitely want to check out.
John's not really open to many suggestions when you tell him to watch something.
That's not so true. Just some of
Yes,
your
it is, dude.
suggestions for certain things like weren't that great,
Like
but
what?
there were a few like
Like what?
I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but there were certain ones that you've given to me in the last 2 years that I'm like, it wasn't that great.
Really? Because half of the ones I've given to you, we've reviewed, and you
No,
said it's the
I
best fucking
understand.
movie.
I understand that, but there's a few that like aren't that great.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Yeah, now he's going back on his word.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you on that, John. Someone recommends me a movie. I completely forget that they recommended it. I watched it a year and a half later, and then I tell them, you have to watch this movie. And they're like, you're an asshole. You suck.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will do that with him though. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, dude, I just saw this movie," and he's like, "Dude, I told you to watch it like 2.5 years ago." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, did you really?"
Because
um,
it was really fucking good. I was like, yeah, I fucking told you that.
yeah. But let's keep it moving here. Let's jump into visual effects. There are some that I really want to talk about, and there's a lot of cinematography that we want to talk about as well. But first, let's
Yeah.
talk about visual effects. I know Vinny, you briefly mentioned the
Yeah, I
people
didn't
who
even realize
disappear.
that you had this down here, and I feel bad for just
Yeah,
kind of
no,
blurting it out.
that's all good. But like,
Um,
we'll say it again. In the bus or the train station scene, they were showing people just like disappearing. They were kind of just like suck into themselves and like disappear, and it was so cool. Like
yeah.
especially for the time, like 2004. You don't think that like not that like that's so long ago, but it kind of is now. Um, so it was really really impressive with what they did there.
Oh yeah.
And it was in one of the flashbacks, so it was really impressive. That's kind
But
of the
also every time like you hear Jim Carrey like kind of start to, I guess, not wake up, but like like when he would like switch into a memory, you'd hear like a woo, 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 like
Yeah.
some sort of like weird noise, and then like you'd see it like fade, like you'd see a bunch of different things on the screen, and then it would cut to a different memory, which I thought was really, really
Yeah.
cool as well.
Well, then during those memories, you'd hear what was actually going on outside, like
Right.
of like Mark Ruffalo and
Yeah.
the guy Frodo, where I can't remember his name.
Yeah, yeah.
But you would hear what they were talking about, and like him stealing Clementine's panties, and that was like
wild.
you heard that going on, and then Jim Carrey heard it, and he's like all pissed because like, oh, somebody stole my girl's panties.
Right.
But
Dude, I was actually
little things
so
like that made it really good.
I was so mad at Elijah Wood when he
Yeah.
fucking started dating Clementine,
I
and
know. I
then
was like, you
also like,
little sneaky
and then
motherfucker.
he used the gift that he was gonna
I know.
apologize with. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I was actually so mad.
I'm
And
so fucking pissed.
you know, to get like even deeper into that same like thing, he went to use the same lines when they were on the
Yeah.
ice and it didn't work. And I think that's because that was when Jim Carrey was trying to save her. So I think her whole mind was getting fucked up. And I think
That's how it works, John.
maybe not, but like I think that it
He was
wasn't
trying to
working.
save her in his mind. Her mind was already erased.
Okay,
But
so
I think,
maybe I'm just thinking about it wrong,
but as you can tell, that it doesn't work fully. That's what I wanted to get at too. As you can tell, this procedure doesn't fully work. Number one, you can see it with Mary because she still wants to go after the doctor.
Yeah.
She still wants to have an affair with the doctor. So I think when Patrick was using those lines and trying to live Joel's life with her, it was shooting off like some red flag in her head, and was like, nah, this is weird. Like I'm
and her
having
I feel like her impulse decision flag thing
right,
turned on because like she said she's very impulsive, and so like randomly out of nowhere she like I want to go home, I want to go home, I want to go
right,
home. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, like this makes sense. Like the guy just used Joel's line and like tried to pull
right.
you, and it was gross that he did that. So I like how they showed that specific
Filthy
scene.
bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, I perceived it as like more or less true love,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying the words, but the emotions it didn't match, and they
Yeah.
could
Right.
both feel that something was off, and that's why I love the ending, the Montauk. She decides to randomly just get up and spontaneously go to Montauk, and all he can remember is Montauk. He needs to go to Montauk, and they go there and they meet, and it was beautiful,
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. But for the visual effects thing, I mean, there's there's a bunch in this movie, in my opinion. There's the when he's in the memory and they do a perfect transition back into the bedroom when he's telling the story about him seeing Clementine.
Oh
And the
yeah.
lights, doom, 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 doom. Oh my god, that had me. Then there was the inside of the dream when he's in the doctor's office and he's going and he's like
Yeah.
kind of watching himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what they were Jim Carrey, that wasn't like editing, that wasn't post. Jim Carrey was literally putting on different clothes and jumping in front of the camera and playing, because that's what he did.
That's
That was his
crazy.
Yeah.
goal. And then there was the forced perspective when
Yeah.
he's a child under the
Yeah.
table.
That was
That
awesome.
I thought that was
insane.
so funny but so good at the same time.
I feel like that's not talked about enough
Yeah, no.
because that was just so awesome how they showed the
Yeah.
different size. I think they had to make different sets for that kind of thing. So they made a regular sized one and then they made an extra large one for when he was as considered the baby. I think that's how they practically did it. If it was practical, I don't even know. But
For the one scene where you have Clem standing above as the mom and he's the baby, he's 20 feet back.
Oh.
He's like what they do
That makes
in
sense.
Lord of the Rings, how he's a hobbit and they have all the giants sitting on the end of the table and he's all the way in the background, but they use the angle to match it up perfect.
Right, right.
That's so smart.
Well, that's like the same thing at Disney World too. If you look at the
Yeah, the
big
castle.
castle at a certain angle or at a certain um certain side, it looks bigger than it actually is, but it's only
Mhm.
like I don't even know. It's like small-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, never seen it.
Hmm.
Really?
No, sadly, no.
Huh.
Maybe one day.
Man.
Yeah. So I think now's a good time to jump into some cinematography, and we'll keep on moving after that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that I really loved. So for me, I feel like you just mentioned, Joey, the scene when Joel's leaving the library after seeing Clem kissing the other guy, the lights shut off behind him, he's all frazzled,
Dude, I love
and
that
I feel like
too.
that's the best shot in the entire
It
movie.
was so good.
Not even just the lights going off, but like the depth behind him, the angle of the camera going up, kind of getting the lights, and then the add in of the lights shutting off. And it wasn't like it was perfect too. It was this light, this light, this light, and then it's like it slowly gets closer and closer. But it wasn't like all of them at once.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of
Right.
shut
It's
it off
trailing
like
them.
really nice. Yeah, that was a bad
Yeah.
way of describing it, but you guys
Nice.
at least understand what I mean.
You hit the
It
nail on the head.
Yeah, I feel like that was the best shot scene in the entire movie. And one thing we didn't mention in visual effects, sorry, is the faces. When certain
Oh
people's
yeah.
faces were like morphed, I feel like
Like
that
when
was
the doctor
so
and
cool.
the and Jim Carrey like had no face.
Yeah, and that was in the
Yeah.
same scene that actually I have it written down here for cinematography, but there's a certain part of these scenes and when they're showing like the warped faces or the morphed faces, it's in these exact flashback scenes, but it's the camera is so focused on a certain person. It kind of reminds me of these old games that a lot of us probably used to play. It was like the Slenderman games when you're holding the
Yeah.
flashlight and your flashlight is making a forced perspective and it puts the camera with a big circle and it's all darkness around it. So it's kind of like those horror movies or these horror games that you're like forced to look at this specific thing.
Right.
And I loved it so much. It was so unique and like I'm happy just talking about it now, but like I don't know, it's something I've really never seen done before and I fell in love with it. So it was
Yeah.
really impressive how it was done.
So few things from me from cinematography. First of all, I absolutely love the opening scene, the close up on Jim Carrey, and then like the cut to the window. Honestly, but it seems very dark and grainy, so it kind of makes it seem like he's going through something, making us think that oh maybe he's already going through the breakup, maybe he's trying to deal with it, and that's what I thought in the beginning, but come to find out he's already dealt with it and now he's just
Yeah,
just living his life. And I
that was
thought
pretty
that
cool.
was yeah, I thought that was really good, and like I mean the way I feel like they had to have put like some sort of color correction on it. Because it seemed very dark.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt
Oh
it.
yeah.
Um Also there's the whole sequence with Joel getting his memories erased,
Hmm.
man, just everything, like even when we like no matter what, when we would cut back to it and like come back, it was insane, and the way he would run into um different memories.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Loki, where they're jumping through the. Sorry, this is
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
Marvel mention that has to happen every
it's
episode.
okay, we already
Uh,
mentioned Mark Ruffalo.
that's fair. Um, that's true. Yeah, but it kind of reminds me of Loki when they're jumping through, like what were they doing? Like universes, kind of. So it's kind of like the universes and memories. So it's kind of similar
I
how they're just
guess I don't
fluidly going right through, and I thought that was cool.
I
So
don't
this
remember what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I'm excited for Loki season 2. I'm hyped.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, I had something I wanted to say and I completely forget now. I do have more on here, but I'll let you go.
I mean, look, speaking of cinematography, you're really not gonna get much better than this. This was one of those movies that absolutely blew my mind with the use of long shots, the framing of Joel, like when he's sitting in the car, it's like slightly below eye level, and it's awesome. When he's driving in the beginning and the music starts to play, everything starts crumbling around him
Oh
in
my
the
god.
background. Fantastic. There was I mean the ending, like or like one of my no, I can't even say one of my favorite quote is when she's like, I wish you stayed, Clementine. And he was like, I wish I stayed too. And now I wish I stayed. I wish I'd done a lot of things. And you could just see him purely regretting all of the things that he's really ever done.
Yeah.
And that was just fantastic. And I think the spontaneity in Michael Gondry, he was the way he had the camera people move around the scene, none of it was ever mapped out on some of the scenes, of course, obviously, but most of the generic dialogue scenes, the cameras were flying around. They were just like, they were in earpieces talking to Michael Gondry, like, go over there, because he
Right.
allowed Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet the room. They were like, look, if you feel like the character should stand up, stand up. Do what you want. Move by the window. It's your call. And so everybody was flying around. And the fact that one day he was just like, hey, there are elephants walking through the middle of the city. Let's go check it out. There's a parade. Let's go. Come on. It'll be fun. And
Yeah.
they shoot an entire scene there. And it was
It's so cool.
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't think with another director on board, they would have got the same results at all. I think it
Oh
I
was
yeah. No,
totally
no
agree.
way.
Yeah.
yeah, the creative freedom kind of it allowed them to do what they wanted, and that really
Yeah.
helped out. I
Definitely.
also
Hmm.
I heard this rumor, not really a rumor. I read it somewhere. I can't say if it's 100% verified or not, but it was Jim Carrey. He basically said he was hit up to do this movie, and he really liked the script, and he felt like he was in that because it was right after a breakup when he got the script, and he felt like he was just in that. Michael Gondry
Wow.
told him, you know what, stay there, don't fix yourself, don't do anything, I want that heartbreak on screen. And it really kind of translated into the medium, and it honestly, I see that movie, it's one of my favorites of all time, as like a true piece of art.
It's so
Wow.
awesome how he did.
Yeah.
And well, I guess since we're talking about breakup still, the end of the film when they break into that like beach house,
Hmm.
and I was just so stunned with what they did. They show sand. They show Jim Carrey walking through sand in the house, and I'm thinking like did he go back outside? Is this like a porch or something? And then he's like
Right.
walking through a hallway, and it's full of sand. And then they end up getting like a living room or something. And Clementine starts going through cabinets and like looking for liquor. And then all of a sudden you see water and like a
Yeah.
storm outside going by, and then there's water in their feet. I'm like, this is fucking beautiful. Like, how do they do this? And
Yeah.
it's so great because as it gets progressively worse, they talk about their failed relationship, and it's kind of how their relationship crumbled as the weather is getting worse and worse. And I thought that was just like really,
Wow.
really well thought out. But yeah, I think that's really all I had in terms of cinematography. I don't know if you guys had any last thoughts.
I just have one more, and
Mhm.
it's when Joel and Clem are having their fight, but even before that too, on the train, there were these amazing pan shots that they were doing, where it would be on Jim Carrey and like so quickly, immediately pan to Clementine, and it was fantastic, and I think it just made this movie 10 times better
You're talking in the beginning, correct?
in the beginning, and
Yeah,
also like I mean even towards I mean you see it a lot throughout the movie.
yeah.
You see a lot of like uh oneers, like one shots.
Oh yeah, the long shots, in my opinion, they're the best part of the movie. It adds a bit to it. It kind of pulls you into it. The fact that they're not using like tertiary motion to try and tie two things together.
Right.
Oh, I just thought of one more thing I didn't really mention. I don't know if it's so much the cinematography, but the way that the story was laid out. When Joel is having his memory wiped, they keep going in and out of like reality. So like they'll go have a little quick scene in his memory and then a quick scene of them trying to fix his memory and like restore it so he forgets her. And it progressively shows Mark Ruffalo or Stan and Mary, Kirsten Dunst, they're drinking, they're dancing, they're getting naked, and they're like about to have sex, or even if they did, I don't even know. Like, they show that progressively happening as they cut in and out of Jim Carrey's memory, and I think that was just like another layer of this onion of a movie. And it was like, I know it's kind of corny to say that, but this movie there's so much going on. There's so many different plot points that like it just made it so cool. Because you have Jim Carrey's relationship with Clem. You have what's it called? You have Mary and the doctor, but you also have Patrick and Stan, their relationship, and it's like it's so fucked because like you don't even think about it in the beginning of the movie. You just have Joel and Clem, and that's what you think this whole movie's gonna be, and then it just blows it up and talks about everybody else's story. And I think they could have even gone into more detail with Patrick and Patrick and Clem's relationship, but I'm glad they didn't, because it kind of left you like, we already can tell that he's using all of the material that Joel had.
Right.
Like, I'm glad they didn't show more, because just one example was kind of more than enough.
Oh yeah.
If they gave him one more second of screen time, I would have lost my shit. I watched Lord of the Rings after that, and I was praying the entire time that he would just die. I hated him. I hated it.
That's brutal.
Yeah, dude. He pissed me off a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. But I feel like now's a good time to mention the merch. We have some really fun stuff in the store. You guys can go check it out, oneshotmoviepodcast.net, and you can use code MONTAUK to get 15% off your order. That is MONTAUK for 15% off your order.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We got t-shirts, hats, crew necks, mugs, phone cases, many other things. Go check it out and use code MONTAUK at checkout.
Pickleball sets.
Yep.
Yeah, pickleball sets?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
They look pretty nice too, honestly.
We'll show you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see this.
But up next we're gonna get into some movie ratings on websites. IMDb is coming in at an 8.3 out of 10. Metacritic is coming in at an 89. Letterboxd is a 4.2 out of 5, and Rotten Tomatoes is a 94%. I think those are all very fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't agree.
Plus, it's got an Oscar win. I mean, yeah, I'll take it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I think
it's a sleeper.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
And especially everybody that's our age has no idea about it.
I know. So, I mean, since we all believe it's a sleeper, let's talk about the numbers.
Yeah.
The budget of this film was $20 million. Opening weekend, they did pretty good. They made $8.1 million, and then overall to date, they've made $74 million. So this came out in 2004.
Wow.
So let's see if I can do my Google searching correct.
What, 2004, $20 million?
Yeah. So, oh, wow, that's actually a big difference. Jesus. So $75 million in 2004 is currently worth $121 million today. So that's really fucking good.
That's insane.
So
crazy.
They did really well for themselves. And especially with this cast, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no way. This cast was fucking top notch, man.
Really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just talk real quick about fucking Mark Ruffalo's hair though? That was just atrocious.
That was really weird.
That was
I
horrible.
don't know what was going on.
So bad.
He could have. I'd rather him see him like David Cross, just fucking cut it all
Yeah,
off than look at that
seriously.
shit.
Like
That
that
was
was
ugly.
bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was right on. That's the second worst thing he ever did. The worst thing he ever did was saying, "You know what? I'll be a Hulk that talks normal. Sure, yeah, absolutely."
I knew you were gonna say that too. Smart Hulk was the worst thing
Yeah.
he could do.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah, not a fan of that either. But let's jump into our favorites. Since you're a guest here, Joey, you can give us your favorite quote and your favorite scene from the movie.
Ooh, that's a tough one. All right. So, favorite scene, it has to be when Joel is telling the story of him going into the library, and he kind of it kind of jumps from the brothers' living room to the library itself. And then you get to kind of watch that, and they use a perfect long shot to basically follow him into the other room. And then it's no cut back to the living room telling the story. Fantastic.
That was awesome. And
Yeah.
yeah, and you see him walking down the stairs, like talking about it, and then the brother's wife is like chipping in, and he's chipping in, and it's really seamless. And I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then my favorite quote, I already mentioned to it before, but it's that whole conversation inside of the house when she was like, "What if you stayed this time?" And he's like, "I walked out the door. There's no memory left. Well, come back and make up a goodbye." That whole part, oh my God, Charlie
Yeah.
Kaufman. I love his pretty much all of his filmography,
Mm-hmm.
but
Really
on
good
that
writer.
scene, his pen was magic. It was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
There's a
Um
lot of really good lines in this movie, and it's
Hit you
not
right in the
even
feels
like
too.
yeah, no, 100%, dude. There's some of them that are really really good. There's a few that are kind of corny, but like
Yeah.
it needed to be in the script for it to make
Right.
sense. So yeah. Vinny, what about you? What's your favorite quote and scene?
So my favorite quote is the same as yours. It's the library light scene. I think it just was like number one, it caught me off guard, and
Hmm.
number two, I just thought it was so good after it like caught me off guard because like it was like very quick and like, but like I thought it was really really good how he's walking through and then just like the lights are shutting off and then all of a sudden he's at his friends or his brothers, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say. I thought it was very interesting. I thought it was very well shot, and uh, I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and my favorite quote is just from Jim Carrey. It goes along with Joey's, but it's Jim Carrey, and he says, "I wish I stayed too."
Mm.
Great line.
Hits you right in the feels, you know, makes you think.
What
And
if? What if?
yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's the biggest thing about this movie is like what if? What if they
Oh
didn't?
yeah.
What if they didn't go through with it? What if she wasn't impulsive?
Or
That's
like,
like the
what if he
biggest thing.
woke up? What if he actually got himself to wake up?
Well, he did. He
But like he
did,
could
but
have
not
moved.
fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for me,
What
my
do you
favorite
got?
scene is the same as pretty much you. It's the library light scene. More specifically, just that like last shot of him walking out the door, and you see these lights slowly, one row, another row, another row, another row, just slowly shutting off. And it's such a like a long shot, like Joey said, all these different long shots throughout the entire movie. It's so creative and unique. It's like I feel like just something that you've not really seen. And it was by far my favorite scene, and I think the best shot scene in the entire movie. With the end shot coming in second place, with the water coming up and the sand and the storm in the background. That was the second best shot scene. But for me, it's the library light scene. It's just beyond anything I would have ever imagined for this movie. Really, really great. My favorite quote is when Joel and Clem are like about to have sex. He says, "Please let me keep this memory, just this one." It's kind of like a feel, like a, put you in your feels, but you're like, yeah, you motherfucker. kind of moment. But it I don't know. There's not many, like, for me at least, there's not one specific line that stuck out to me more than others. I feel like there were a lot of them that were kind of, I don't want to say similar, but they gave off the similar vibe. Because a lot of this movie was mopey, and it was like
Yeah.
it's all about you being in your feels, and Joel and Clem being in their feels. So I feel like a lot of them are kind of the same. This one kind of gave me a different vibe from them. So that one, I guess it kind of did stick out a little bit.
And that's the thing. I agree with you there too, because it was very hard for me to pick a quote because all of it was just, nothing stood out like you said. It was just all kind of like the same. And it
Mhm.
was just kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was good dialogue, but it was all just kind of the same.
There just wasn't that one line that was like, oh, this
Right.
is the best line in the entire movie. But it's okay. I mean, maybe we could have said it was the line that Joel said when they were laying on the ice. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Or like where he said like this is the perfect moment, or this is where I need to be, something like that. I think
Right.
he
Yeah.
said.
He's like, I'm happy. I'm truly
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, something like that. We
Yeah.
we could have said that, but I feel like that. I don't know. So,
Hey,
um,
I had a question for you guys.
yeah.
What did you guys think of the end? Like the whole conversation and like the fight in the hallway, and then the kind of credit roll scene.
I like the fight in the hallway because it shows that like Joel's actually open to this now when in the beginning all you saw that he was kind of hushed and shied away to finding a new girlfriend and everything. So I kind of enjoyed seeing him just be like, okay, if it turns out to be shit, it turns out to be shit. Well, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you
He's
see them going through the snow and I thought it was very sweet and sentimental and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I same exact feeling. It was really, really, really well done. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
I hated it because they started arguing, and then eventually it brought it to that like beautiful moment. Like it was so high, and then it dipped so
Hmm.
low, and then it came right up to the middle.
Yeah.
Uh, and then
It was
I'm
awesome.
running on a beach. Forget about it. Fantastic,
Yeah.
wonderful.
So let's start wrapping it up. Let's do our final rankings here.
Yeah, I'm getting sleepy
So
over here.
on this show we do 4 different scales. We rate these movies on 4 scales: acting, plot, rewatchability, and overall rating. Joey, since you're a guest, we'll let you go first. So you can give us your rating all out of 10. If you want, you can use decimals.
All right. So what was the first category? Acting.
Acting, yeah.
Acting. I want to go. How harshly do you guys like judge? Like,
Not terribly, to be honest.
No,
I
we're
feel
not.
like we're
We
pretty
don't
we're
go
pretty good with that
yeah.
then.
all right then.
Because it could
I
be the
mean,
script too that could be bad.
Yeah.
there wasn't a single performance that I disliked besides that little bitch Frodo Baggins, but that was the intention. That was like the
Right.
Joffrey. So I'm going 10.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I'm giving it a 10. That one that made me like that and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Those two always will get me.
I think John probably gave that a 10.
Everything Everywhere. I think I gave it a 9 something. Really, really good
Something.
movie. I can't remember. We did it a while ago, to be honest.
So
I think it was last October we did that. So almost a year ago,
probably.
something
Yeah,
like that. But yeah, sorry.
came out a
I don't
while
want to
ago.
keep interrupting you.
No, you're good, man. What was the second category?
Second was plot.
Plot. Oh, come Charlie Kaufman came out swinging and he hit
Mm-hmm.
a banger. I'm gonna seem really generous here, but I'm dropping a 10.
Oh
Boom. I'm
man.
telling you, keep the change.
Wow. Man, it's coming out 10
Damn.
swinging.
All right. Next is rewatchability.
uh
10.
nope, no. I'm breaking the scale. I'm going up to 11 because the second time you watch it, it's better than the first. It's way better than the first. It has to be.
That is
It's
actually
like
the first
Memento.
time. That is actually the first time on the show somebody has gone past the rating system.
Damn, you're not gonna like my ratings then.
Oh
Uh-oh.
That's
damn.
all. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
you know what? We're different people. That's the way
That's
it is.
fair.
Every kind of movie
Yeah.
influences everybody differently. That's the point of the
Yeah.
medium.
All right. So then, what's your overall rating out of 10 or
I
11?
want to go 4.
Seems about
No,
right.
no, definitely. Honestly, there are few movies that I can say are 10. Everything Ever All at Once, Finding Nemo, of course, and
Great movie.
then it's any movie that can make me shed a tear. I'll give it a 10.
There are
Yeah.
many movies that's made me
Yeah.
shed a
I was gonna
tear.
say that I give every movie a 10 if that happened. Then.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm very rare about like Schindler's List. I was sitting there and I was on the verge, but it didn't get me.
No.
What
I
about Marley
mean,
and Me?
No.
oh, sobbing, bro.
Damn.
What?
Damn.
I love dogs too. That's the problem.
That's crazy. Since I mentioned that you might not like my ratings, I'm not like super harsh on this movie. It's just not like tens, tens, tens. But for me, acting, I'm gonna give it a 9. It was really, really well acted, and the script was good, so it helped out a lot. The plot, I am gonna give it a 10. The plot was just like anything, not anything I thought it would be. Like I said before, you get to like halfway through the film, and then it totally erupts, and you get all these other side plots or different plot points. So that was really, really good. Rewatchability though, I'm gonna say it's like between an 8 and a 9, just because it is kind of confusing a little bit. Not that it's a bad movie at all. I really, really love this movie. It's not one of those movies that I would want to watch like all the time. This is one of those movies that I'd want to watch. Yeah, maybe like once a year, like once every 2, 3 years kind of movie. So it doesn't give me like that itch to watch it again right away. So
Right.
I'm between like an 8 and a 9. So and then overall, I am gonna give it a 9 though. It is a really, really great movie. So
Yeah.
I really did like it.
I like that score, man.
Um, for me, I'm gonna try to do this somewhat quick. Acting is a 9. Jim Carrey fucking killed it in this serious role. I absolutely loved him in this role. It was just perfect for him, I think. Um, and for plot, I think this plot was very, very good. So I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. And for rewatchability, I think I'm gonna give this an 8. Um, honestly, kind of just what John, exactly kind of what John said. Like it was a bit confusing, hard to figure out at first, so it's not gonna like throw me into watching it again very soon. But like I said, if I want to watch it within the next year or so, I will. I'll throw it on.
Yeah.
Um, and overall, I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. So
Respectable.
Love
But
it.
we're all on the same page here. We all really like this
yeah,
movie.
pretty much.
I
It
I
was it
feel
was a
like
very good movie,
yeah, no, I feel like Jim Carrey carried this movie. I just feel like this
bro.
like the
You
title even
gotta
says.
stop.
Like the title says, this is Jim Carrey's best role. I know he's the funny guy, he's the comedian, but like when it all comes down to it, these are the kind of movies that these people are known for because of
Oh yeah,
how well they can act, and this just shows it. Yeah, you can be funny. There's a lot more people who can be funny than there are like really good serious actors, and he doesn't get props for this movie.
oh yeah, no, and
No,
that's the
no, no.
thing, and that's the thing too. It's like you know, he was not funny at all throughout this entire film. There was no
No,
jokes cracked, no one-liners from him, nothing. He
he
was
was an awkward
serious,
guy.
right? And he was serious throughout the whole film, and I thought that's what really sold his character.
Yeah, definitely. But we said our thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys think of the movie? What would you give it out of 10? And let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that like, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're made aware when we upload a new post. And if you guys
Follow
are
our
listening,
socials.
yeah, follow the socials will be right above my head, right over here. And if you guys are on a streaming platform on the audio side, feel free to leave us a review and a star rating if you feel it's appropriate. So
Okay.
that's
Well,
really it.
if they're on the audio side, I should probably say the handles.
Yeah.
Instagram is One Shot Movie Podcast Official. Um, Facebook and TikTok is One Shot Movie Podcast. Twitter or X now,
It's Twitter.
whatever the
I'm not
fuck
saying
it is,
X. That's bullshit.
is One Shot Movie Pod. Letterbox is, what did we say it was? Is it One Shot Movie Pod just like Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what am I missing? Patreon is in our link tree. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's
You guys
that's
are
really
smart.
it. Well,
That's a wrap.